Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to my studio. I hope everybody's well. I don't know if I say that every time I come on in the morning, but it doesn't matter, right? But yeah, thank you for all your likes, shares, subscribes, comments, and donations. It's very, very much appreciated. And yeah, it really helps me to keep going, right? Like it really does. Give me support to know that the messages are worthwhile and people are getting their messages, and it's helping. I don't want to be putting messages out there that are not going to be helpful in any way, otherwise, because what is the point, right? So anyway, and let me know, like if I'm being helpful to you, then that's helpful to me, right? So let's get a message. I'm going to use our Queen of the Moon Oracle, but let's do a little prayer first. So Holy Spirit, Holy Ancestors, Holy Spirit Guides, please give us a clear and concise message for the collective today. What does the collective need to know? Please keep myself and the collective protected throughout this reading, during this reading, after this reading and beyond. All negative energy projections will be returned to sender immediately, deemed ineffective, dissolved into the ether as the Holy Spirit sees fit. Okay? So let's get into it. Let's get a reading. Let's start with our oracle. Oh, it looks like the sun's coming out. We've had cloudy days for the last couple of days. I need to charge up my batteries. I need the sunshine for my batteries. But at the same time, I really like the rainy, cloudy weather. Okay, so something's blossoming for something. Look, somebody's manifesting. So this is, see this person here, she's playing her music and it's projecting out into the universe. So the sound is resonating throughout the universe, and she is manifesting blossoms and flowers and beautiful growth and it's number 33. Wow, so that's Ascended Master. Number 33, Ascended Master. This person is manifesting a beautiful landscape. So what are we manifesting here, Spirit? This is what I was wanting. I was really wanting a really good positive reading for our new year. Somebody's pulled out the front. They're trying to rearrange their children in the back seat. Oh, peace. So somebody's manifesting peace in their environment. Yeah, somebody's sitting in their little bubble here. They're sitting in their resonance. Okay. Oh, look at that! Look at the colours are matching. My hat and my lipstick. Look. That's interesting. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do that about 4 times. She's breathing. Yeah. Just a minute. Okay. So we've got somebody manifesting peace. This is nice. Luna. Shh, it's enough. She's been annoying. Just a minute. Okay, let's Let's get going. Okay, so let's have a look at this blossoming in peace. Manifestation master. Ascended master here. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Oh, somebody's in the darkness. So this is the opposite. This is like polar opposites here. Someone's in the bright light and somebody else is in the darkness. Or somebody's in a void. Did I just show you that card? It's gonna be like, is it kind of like a limbo sort of in-betweeny energy that somebody's been in? It's like not knowing, you know, the darkness is kind of like in the dark, as in not knowing. Not knowing what some sort of results are going to be. Sorry, I didn't mean to slurp. Yeah, it's like being in the dark, not knowing the path. It's like you're on the path, but it's like not being able to see where you're going, you know what I mean? Not knowing where it's going, it's just following the path. It's a bit like following the white rabbit, right? And we do have the little rabbit down there, see? So somebody doesn't know where someone's going. Okay, so somebody else is like thinking about where someone else is going. Like somebody could be worried about where someone else is going because they don't know where they're going. But somebody is definitely on their north node. They're on the north track. They're in their north node, meaning they're in their future. You know, they're following the path of their future self. So they're going towards their future, their destiny as such. They're manifesting that. So this is going into this peaceful state, manifesting beauty by the look of it. It's beauty and flowers and nature and smells, like, you know, like the smell of rain, you know, and just the smell of the rain in the bush, you know, and all those beautiful scents come out. Actually, I'm just going to open my door so I've got more of that. Oh, but it's gonna get hot today. It's gonna get very muggy because it's been raining a lot, and now the sun's coming out, so I can feel it. I can feel it. But yeah, the smells, I love it. So somebody's on a path. They don't know where they're going, but they're on the right path. Okay. So somebody's following a path that they're not sure of where it is going to end up, you know. But that what they're thinking about in the manifestations is that beauty and peace and fresh air and, you know, just everything clean and crisp and fresh. You know what I mean? Discernment. See again, like, see, she's got the clouds in front of her eyes. But this is using one's discernment, you know, like making sure that you're understanding the gut feeling, you know, the gut feeling of being on the right track, you know, like following your intuition. So like if you go off track, to know when to get back on, because you feel it in your gut, right? Or you feel it in the inside. So Spirit's just saying, like, to use discernment on this path. And there is a number 10 here. This could also be the past, the end of a cycle, or the beginning. The end and the beginning, right? They always go together. I'm just going to, yeah, it is in the upright. All right? So following, it's like not knowing the direction, but sitting in that peaceful energy of, you know, wanting to retain that, right? Whatever the path is but it's retaining that beauty and peace and freshness that you want, you know what I mean? retaining it, keeping it, holding on to that feeling and using one's discernment. So when you're on the path, when that feeling leaves, like, and you start to get that uneasy feeling, or, you know, like something's off, you know, you're kind of going off the track a bit, you know what I mean? And so you've got to knock yourself back on the track. So it's really paying attention to those feelings within the body when you're on this path, and then you'll stay on the right track as long as you're paying attention to how your path is feeling at the time, you know, like whatever situation you're in or whatever, and following that gut to say whether does this feel right, you know, does this feel good to me, does this smell good, is it making me tired, or is it energizing me? So you want to go on the energizing, you know. If something's dragging you down, making you feel heavy and tired, you've fallen off the path. You've got to get back on to the right path. And so then, you know, like you can say a little prayer, you know, and ask the Holy Spirit for guidance to keep you on the right path, right? And then you'll wake up in the morning and you will feel energized again. You know what I mean? As long as you correct the path, and you'll feel good about yourself again, and you'll feel that that you're doing the right thing. And, you know, like, not to pay attention to all that shit that's going on, because, you know, in the media and whatnot, you're best off turning off the TV. You know, like, it's okay to sort of like see where we're at, you know, have a little glance every now and again, but if you're constantly in the media and watching the negative news and all that kind of thing, that's what they want you to do, because it keeps everyone in that fight or flight sort of energy, you know what I mean? And we don't want that. We want peace, calm, beauty, you know, we want to be in that calm, peaceful state, because if we're in fight or flight, we're ready to, you know, we're ready to go, right? Like, and then we can, like, overreact, because that comes from trauma triggers, right? And so when somebody's traumatized and triggered, they tend to act erratic, and, you know, without reason. So when you keep yourself in that peaceful state, you can easily make decisions to stay on the correct path, and not get caught up in all that negative energy, because that's what, if you stay in that negative energy and, like, perpetuate it, like, you know how, like, people will see a story on the news and, you know, like, about someone getting shot up or something like that, right? Then they go and talk to the neighbour about it. Oh, did you see that on the news? And, you know, and then they go and talk about it. Oh God, yeah, like, that's really bad. And so everybody starts to focus on that negative situation. But what happens when that compounds, and all these people are talking about it, right? And the media know this, right? They know this is a form of manifestation, right? If we focus on that, we manifest more of that, right? Because people get all worked up, and then they want to respond, and then that creates more, and so it gets into this cycle, and it just goes over and over and again. But if you go, okay, that's it, and then you stop it there, you don't continue the noise, right? You stop the noise and go into that peaceful state, and cut out that, you know, like, yeah, you might have heard that, but don't go and talk about it to other people, because that perpetuates it. See what I'm saying? Keep it still, right? Calm the energy, breathe it out. Okay, that's happened. Recognize it, breathe it out. It's done and gone. All right? But if we perpetuate it, it's going to create more of that, because this is how things happen and manifest in our world, you know, like, yeah. And I mean, like, you think about it, once upon a time, we never had the media. We didn't know what was going on in the next street, never mind across the other side of the world. These things don't concern us, right? Because we're not there, you know. I know that sounds like it sounds kind of cold, because see, some people go, they go racing off to the other side of the world to try and save people that might be suffering or whatever, but it isn't their business. It's not their concern, because that is something that is playing out in somebody else's world, you know what I mean? But see, if you look at it, once upon a time we never used to see, and once they started writing magazines, that's where it started, like those flyers and whatnot, and then that turned into, the media that we have now. The media and that promotion of what's going on in the world, and because the negative sells, right, along with sex, right, the negative, the nasty, the overreactive, that's what people of low vibration hone in on, right? But what that does is keep everybody in that low vibrational energy. And now it's like global, which is crazy, right? But really, really think about that. Like when people were just in their little zone, and they were just worried about whether their crops were going to be successful. You know what I mean? Then they're not thinking about who's starving on the other side of the world. I know that sounds horrible, right? But there isn't really anything we can do about that anyway, because things have got to play out as they do, right? In other people's worlds, it's not ours to take on, Well, I've been through it. I've had to learn my lessons, People, this is the same thing, like people trying to help other people, assuming that somebody might need help, not knowing that somebody may be going through their karma. And what happens is that when you go to help somebody who's going through karma, you end up taking on their karma. So you get dragged into their bullshit, basically, or whatever it is they got going on, because they wouldn't be going through that suffering if karma's not involved. But at the same time, we have people taking on other people's karma that's not theirs as well, But that's where they need to be educated, right? So if you're not taking on somebody else's karma, so we might see people suffering, and it might not be their doing, but it is in the sense that they may be have taken on someone else's karma. And this is how we take on our generational karma from our ancestors and families and whatnot. You know what I mean? It's not ours, but we still suffer it. That's the only difference. I hope I make sense. So using discernment on the path, right? When you're on the path and using the discernment, keep a narrow path, right? Following the gut feelings, usually when you're falling off path, it becomes, I'm not going to say, yes, it becomes uncomfortable. You might sort of feel sick in the stomach, or something doesn't feel right, but we don't want to confuse that with, what was I going to say? No, I lost it. Damn. Okay, yeah, all right. So, yeah, we don't want to confuse that, because sometimes when we're on the correct path, we do need to have a little bit of uncomfortability, right? Like, because a lot of the way society's been set up has been set up that way because of people in that constant seeking of comfort, right? So a lot of things have been very damaging in our world because of people seeking their comfort and disregarding anything else, either in nature or other people, you know what I mean? Like, because they want their comfort for themselves, right? That's not the kind of path I'm talking about. You know, when we're talking about that uncomfortability, sometimes when we're on the correct path, it's not comfortable. Uh, in the sense of, you know, if we're in the upright and we're on the correct path, we're not going to be out there doing things for our own comfort at the expense of other people's or environment or animals or whatever it may be. All things created, right, by God. If we're destructive in seeking our own comfort on our path, then that's not the correct path. And this is why we should expect some discomfort in that sense. You know what I mean? Like, to go without something that keeps us comfortable or even fed. You know what I mean? Just because we want it for ourselves, and that's going to comfort us. But if it is at the expense of other creations, meaning, you know, people, places and things, animals, whatever, right? If it's destructive to others or living things, then we need to question that path, all right? Because in the long run, if we go down that path and only seek our own comfort in disregard of everything else, that will then ultimately end in the biggest discomfort you can imagine with karma. Okay? Alright, so let's move on. One more here from the Moon Oracle. Clarify first. Oops. Balance. So we've got the clouds again. So again, we've got this clouded. So we don't really know our path, but if we stay balanced, we can keep everything in that comfort. You know what I mean? Like, this is our Mother Earth card, balanced. We've got the moon cycles going around. As long as everything has that flow, then there's no need, you know, like, it like sort of comes naturally without having to see it. You know what I mean? So if we can't see the end of the path, the natural cycles will, and if we follow the natural cycles, if we follow the flow of things, you know, the way of less resistance, you know what I mean? And that's not like saying the easy way out, that's not it. It's more like not fighting for everything. You know what I mean? It's going with the laws of nature. We're not fighting against nature. You know, like, for instance, you know, nature, you know, like, it grows and it goes through the growth cycle and the death cycle and the growth cycle and the death cycle. The river flows one way. If we try and block that flow and that cycle, it's like a constant battle. You know, like, people fight, like, I'll go through this in a moment where I work, because they're trying to contain the weeds growing, right? But that's part of, like, the natural cycle. So if we can find a way to work with the weeds without destroying the natural flow of things around it, because, you know, the problem with a lot of, like, weed control or any kind of pest control and that kind of thing is that in trying to get rid of one problem, you know, multiple other problems arise from that, or a lot of other things suffer. So that's what I mean by the comfort of having something look a certain way because you want it nice and neat, right? But that's actually at the detriment of, like, say, the insects that might eat the aphids off of your roses, that kind of shit. But if you killing everything around it with chemicals and whatnot, then you're going to lose those natural the natural flow of thing, the laws of nature. You've got to kind of work with the laws of nature, and that is to do with the ways of less resistance. But that doesn't mean the comfort at the expense of others. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so let's move on. I hope I didn't prattle on too much. That's 25 minutes. Cards. Okay. We're going to go to the crows. The crows are just such really good images to work with. I want to get some more new cards, but up here in the territory, there doesn't seem to be many places where you can get them. I haven't found anywhere actually. I've got my last new deck from when I went down to Perth, in WA. But up here, I haven't found a place that I suppose I could buy online, but I don't like to buy online because my mail system's not set up. Blossoming. Clarify the blossoming. Okay, so we have the desire, right? So we've got some desire and some passion for something here. The Knight of Swords, is that in the correct way up? Yes. So some sort of, So this is giving me spiritual guidance, and the flow of things is moving quickly. So something's going to be moving quickly. Look at all these. We've got the horse, the bird, the crow, and this little bird here, and this one. They're all flowing in the same direction. So this is like working together with other people, and all working on the same page. They're all working in the same direction. They're all going in the same direction. So they're all flowing with the river, like as such. You know what I mean? They're all, So, and this is coming in quickly, and so this is the manifestation, right? With the blossoming. This is what somebody's put out there into the universe of something that they want to create. And it's happening quickly, and there's collaboration, and it's working together, and it is flowing. Cool. Sounds good, collective. Okay, and we've got peace here, so clarify the peace. So we've got a lot of action and movement, but it's also got the stillness, the peace in the stillness. So it's almost like a contradiction, but it's not. Hangman in reverse. It's a new perspective on being still. Okay. So, So this is a new perspective on being still, right? That's when we manifest. So we have to be still. We work with things in a calm, peaceful place, so that we can actually see and sense more accurately. Okay, so it's like when we go into our meditation and we just go into that still place in nature, or just wherever you are, you go into that still place to I'm not going to say think, because it's more like the clearing of the mind, so that the direction can be told, by the Holy Spirit. That's when you get the downloads. It's like, okay, let me go into this peaceful site, ask for guidance, ask for the correct way on the path. Breathe it in, and breathe out the negative energy. Go into that peaceful state, and feel it. Wait for it, you know. Feel the air on your skin, hear the birds, hear the sounds around you, feel the sensations, smell what is around, you know, like being right in the moment, you know, right in it, like this girl here, like she's just in it, right? She's feeling the whole lot, but she has to be still. You have to go into that still, quiet place to be able to feel, or just to heighten those senses so that you can get the correct downloads from the Holy Spirit and find the correct path. And this is what this is. Somebody may have just worked this out, like they've got a new perspective on this peace, you know, the idea of peace. Because we've got movement and action. Yes, we have to take action once we have the correct guidance, but we've got to get the guidance first. So we first have to get the correct guidance, be still and at peace to get that, you know, to open up the mind to be able to get the ideas of where to next, and being very observant of the signs, you know what I mean? The directions that Spirit gives you, you know, the little things it's like that you pay attention to, you know, like it could be synchronicities, synchronized numbers, it can be, you know, a couple of birds flying together, it might mean, you know, there's somebody you can work with there, like there's a pair, or, you know, like paying attention to signs and, you know, like literal signs, you know, words that stand out, you know, little guidances, even like a branch swaying in the breeze, because Spirit will do that, right? It'll go, like literally, like if you're on a path and it's like, which way do I go? And then there might be stillness all around, and you'll see a branch just flowing all by itself, like, and nothing else is. So it's a sign, right? Like all these different things you pay attention to, because that's how Spirit speaks, right? As well as, you know, you get sometimes a vision, or smell, a feel, a sensation, even a sight, you know, like seeing, but that kind of comes, you know, with experience, and hearing, you know, hearing the sounds, and that ringing in the ear, you know, there's a message coming in if you get that ringing in. I'm not talking about tinnitus when it's like continuous ringing in your ear, but if it comes and then it goes. Okay. So it's all about that awareness of everything, being in the moment, the awareness of everything around you. Okay, so yeah, because there's a lot of options here. There's a lot of options that can take us off onto the wrong path or the right path, right? Depending on your frame of mind. Let's focus on the correct path. Let's not focus on the wrong path. See, that's that glass half empty attitude right there. When it's like, if you're in fear, you go, oh, but what if I'm going the wrong way? You know, that's fear. You know, that's not following you know, that's really not being in tune. Fear sort of like, when you're fearful like that, of not, you know, fearful of the guidance that you get, then you will get guided off the wrong path, if you know what I mean. Because that's going against that flow. I'm not sure if I'm explaining this right. So the signs are correct. So if one path, if one path looks like, well, let's say there's a car crash down that road, and there's a clear path over there, and that actually looks clean. You know, it's not backed up with traffic. we're going to go down that one. You see what I mean? It can be quite obvious, you know. It's simple stuff, you know. Why would you go down that way? Like, unless you're a fearmonger or you're, you know, like if you're after that excitement, drama and shit like that, you'll take the path where the car crash is because you want to see something dramatic. You know what I mean? That's not. That's not going. That's not following the correct path. You know, that's the drama and the action. If you're chasing that, you're going to take the wrong path. That's just as simple as that. You know what I mean? You're going to get clogged up. You're going to get stuck there. You could get caught up in a crash. You know, you could end up in the crash yourself. You know what I mean? Because that's sort of like being a ghoul. You know what I mean? Like, just wanting to see, you know, like getting off on seeing other people suffering, that sort of shit, you know, like, unless you're there to actually help a situation, and you're there for the right reasons, yeah, but not if you're just there to get in the way and be a ghoul to be caught up in the drama, and then you can run to your friend next and you can tell them about the drama you're seeing, you know what I mean? Like, so you got some sort of stupid story to tell, and then that perpetuates more drama, and people love that shit, and that's what the media do, right? But that's not the path. That's not the path of peace, right? So there's lots of options. Okay, so we want to go the peaceful way. So having a look at these cups on the Seven of Cups here, I reckon. So let's have a look at what we might follow here. I reckon I'll go the way of this lotus lily here. You know, look, we've got a snake here. We've got the laurel leaves there. That's sort of like going for the, you know. Like trying to get to the top sort of thing. We've got the heart. We're following the heart. That's good. We can follow the heart. We've got a church steeple there. We've got a skull, bird skull. However you want to interpret it, right? Oh, there's a mountain. I think that's a mountain. Or it's a crystal or something in that. Oh, don't know. Anyway, I hope you get my point. So we've got a King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, somebody chasing the Pentacle, Page of Pentacles. So if we're constantly chasing the Pentacle, somebody's made a decision about something though. If we're constantly chasing it, we've got a Hierophant, then, you know, we can be constantly lacking because we always feel we haven't got enough, you know. I'm not going to go any further on that because I think I've spoken enough about that sort of thing. We've got a Page of Cups in reverse, so let's see if that's correct. I think that's actually supposed to come out in the upright. So we've got a Page of Cups here. This is the beginning of a journey. This is like giving me the cup chosen, like the direction chosen, like, because we're talking about the path chosen. We've got all these cups. Somebody's picked a cup from here. They've picked a way to go, okay? They've chosen from the options. And this person's got I think it's a shark or a whale or something in the cup. I'm not sure what that is. I think it's a whale or a shark, like a killer whale or something. It's a strange thing to be in a cup. What does that mean? So this is like Pisces energy, or Cancer, or Scorpio. Probably more Pisces and Cancer energy. May have chosen a cup with a shark in it. Has somebody chosen a shark? You know, that's a predator, right? Has somebody chosen a cup with a predator in it? Damn. This is also giving me an immature energy. Like the Page of Cups could be a child. I don't want to go down that dark road. somebody may have chosen the wrong cup. Somebody may have chosen a shark. Alright. I'm hoping somebody's child hasn't chosen a shark. We've got the Fool at the bottom of the deck. Somebody may have a bit of clouded vision here. Okay, discernment. Clarify, please, Stuart. There's something has been seen. So some light has been shone. Is that right language? The light has been shone on something. I think we're supposed to say it like the light is shining on something. I don't think shone is a word. Okay, so we've got the sun here. This could be somebody, or somebody could have chosen their happiness, but somebody's side-eyeing this happiness. And see how this horse is looking? Somebody's side-eyeing somebody's happiness. So somebody might be like projecting negative energy on somebody's choice as well. This is another way of looking at this. Somebody could be seeing someone as a shark, or seeing that somebody might be, or feeling that somebody might be naive on their choices of direction. Somebody's using that, yeah. So somebody could be actually like side-eyeing somebody, like, oh yeah, are you sure that's the right, you know, like getting someone to doubt their discernment or doubt their intuition. Somebody's trying, yeah, somebody's projecting a doubt on somebody's choices, okay? And the choices come with that intuition, following one's own intuition on the path that they choose. So there could be both of those scenarios here, you know, for different people that are watching. So we've been told to use our discernment and not to be deterred by someone else's projections. Okay. To use one's own discernment. If you think that's the right cup, go with that cup. If it makes you feel sick, it's the wrong cup, right? So use your own feelings on something. Don't listen to other people's projections, and certainly do not listen to other people's gossip. Do not talk. Don't repeat other people's gossip, what other people say, unless you have seen something for yourself, right? So that's using your own discernment. Do not follow the crowd as such. Use your own discernment. Weigh things up. Look at things how they are in front of you, how you see it. And if you think, oh, that's kind of not right, and if somebody else is projecting and going, oh, but this is the right way, you know, it's a bit like going to the, you know, when you go to the sideshow and you've got all these people saying, come over here and, you know, win this, and, you know, everybody's out to shaft you, you know what I mean? Everyone's out to lead you down the wrong path, or lead you into that, you know, that the hall of mirrors where everything's distorted. You know what I mean? Careful of that. So one needs to use their own discernment. See things as you trust what's in front of you. Trust what you see. You know what I mean? Don't trust what other people are projecting, because they probably don't have a clue. Okay, clarify the balance, please, Spirit. The Queen of Swords is balanced. Could be Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Balanced. This is a balanced energy. It's a smart energy. We've got the Page of Wands. Somebody's speaking about an ending, or there's an ending of a cycle here, because something's balanced out. So this is kind of like something has balanced out on a path. Somebody could be saying something. This could be good news. Oh, I'll be careful because it can also be gossip. But I feel like that could be the end of that conflict. Okay, yeah, I was right. It's the end of this conflict that was created, like a whole lot of shit show created by somebody's mouth, right? So that's listening to gossip. Could have been about a partnership. Battle. So the battle is over, my friend. My friends. What is it? Oh, I think I'm hearing the carnival is over. The carnival, I don't know. The battle is over, something like that. Two of Wands. Clarify this Two of Wands, please, Spirit. So this is looking at what someone desires. This is the drive. This is somebody's getting some new passion, right? Something new to manifest, right? Two of Wands. Oh, there's the burdens here, but this is the beginning. So this is dropping those burdens. So I think this bird is about to drop this. They're about to drop all this baggage here. So that's the first move in this new journey, this new cycle. The first move is dropping the baggage. All that old stuff. Yep. And look, this has just freed someone up. Like, how I'm seeing this is like this bird, right? It's got all this baggage here, and it's like, what the hell? Look, everybody's running in front of me, and I've got all the baggage, right? It's like the bellboy. They used to have the bellboy, and they used to come and carry the baggage, and it's like, screw that, man. I'm not carrying everyone's shit. I'm going to drop that, and I'm going with them. So these people are moving forward fast, right? Somebody's dropping the baggage, and they're going to move forward quickly to catch up with this movement here. So that's pretty cool. So somebody, has decided that they're dropping the baggage, and they're going to move forward on this, much more free and enlightened path. That's what I'm hearing. This is lovely. So someone's got a new perspective. Yeah, look, this is a victory. This is exciting. Yeah, they missed an opportunity, or this is actually letting go of that baggage. They're going, no, I don't want that. They're going, no, I want the victory. I want to be successful. I want to strive. I want to go on this path with these other animals here that are just following, and they're just running. It's like a horse freed from a paddock. You know what I mean? Like somebody who's been trapped in barbed wire fencing, and then all of a sudden the gates open and they can just run out into the open, into the freedom. You know what I mean? Being free of all that baggage and being locked into that pen. You know what I mean? It's like all the animals have got out. All the animals have got out of the zoo and they're just going, you know what I mean? There's a lot of energy here, which is pretty awesome. But at the same time, it's coming out of peace, right? So this is a victory. The Knight of Swords. Clarify the Knight of Swords, please, Spirit. We have a King of Pentacles, right? So this is somebody who's solid, firm, and at the beginning, Page of Pentacles. So yes, this is a new investment. This is like something new after giving up, after a loss, or the giving up of that baggage. It's not a loss, right? Like, it's like, yeah, no, I don't want that, you know? I want to get on this other path. Yeah, I'm starting with one pentacle, but I'm going to work up to this King of Pentacles. You know, I'll start here with one pentacle or one seed to plant in the crops, and they're going to then multiply that, right, and become the King of Pentacles. Yep, so they're taking action to move forward with their, that little bit that they've got. They don't need much. They've dropped all the shit that they didn't need, and they're going to just go with the bare necessities and recreate. I'm getting recreate. Yeah, they're not being held back anymore. So that's that. The floodgates are open, right? So something from the past has been let go, and it could be like a whole group. It could have been keeping somebody in a pen. Yeah. Okay, so clarify the new perspective. This is a great reading. I'm loving this. The hangman piece. Yeah, here we have, look, accolades. This is success. The Six of Wands. This person's on the top of their game, right? They've got all these people working for them. So somebody's there, like, moved into that boss energy. Yeah, they got a new or somebody's got a new perspective on this boss. These little minions down the bottom here are going, yeah, that person's on the right track. Let's go that way. You know, let's follow that horse that just bolted out the gate. We're going to. We're coming. We're not juggling no more. We know which way to go because there was an injustice. Yeah, look, somebody might be left behind. So this might be the baggage being left behind, right? That's sad. But this person needs to get off their ass and turn around and have a look at what they've got. Don't worry about this. That's gone. That's the baggage, right? This person here, turn the hell around, look at the cups, have a good old drink of water there, and get down that river and go for it. Float down that river and get moving and get on with it, right? Because you've got something to sustain you here. This is going to give you life and energy. These two cups that you still got. That's this one pentacle that this person has got. They're going to turn into a King of Pentacles and have accolades because they used their resources that they do have. That little bit that they do have, they use it. And then that's going to get them moving and flowing into the next cycle. And that's going to get them flowing down that river. Going the woo way, you know, the way of less resistance. We're not going upstream, we're going downstream with all the animals and stuff, you know. Six of Wands. Yeah, look, yeah, this is the road to abundance. But then we got this King of Cups. So this King of Cups, this might be the one that was, you know, like looking at things as the glass half empty, you know what I mean? But we've got the Nine of Cups here. So this could be one of these minions that's, this King of Cups in reverse is one of these people here looking up at the woo way, right? The way of less resistance for resources. This could also be somebody looking at someone else's resources. Somebody might be... So this is the person that's getting a new perspective on how to, you know what I mean? How to move forward. How to get out of this reverse energy. Because this King of Cups is in reverse. They're over-emotional, they're sad. They're in the glass half empty jar. They're in a jar. Ooh. Somebody got this person in a jar. Is somebody doing some shitty ass magic on someone? This is not right. Keeping someone stuck. People do that shit, you know. They put people in jars and stick them in freezers and all that sort of shit, you know what I mean? This person needs to realise that and break free. Someone's might have this person stuck. It could be through that gossip we were talking about. Someone trying to keep somebody side-eyeing somebody. Somebody saying, no, that's not abundance. It's like, oh, but what if? Oh, but what if this person's going, yeah, but that person's got all, you know, look at all that abundance there. And this is like someone else going, oh, yeah, but what did they do to get it? You know, like, What if that pile of cups just fall down and they break? You know, what if? Not yeah, let's go for it. You know what I mean? Let's get through that gate. But they're going, but what if we get caught? What if this happens? What if that happens? You know? But I might lose my one cup, my one pinnacle. But you're not going to know unless you try, right? So this is just that mentality. So, but somebody might be talking to this person and keeping them stuck in that lack mentality. But I feel like this person is breaking free from that because the hangman in reverse, somebody's becoming unstuck, and that's the success here. This person's going to become unstuck, and they're going to become abundant. And it's because they're following the horse out the gate. So this person could be like the bird sitting on the horse's back or something, you know, like they're going, oh, they see all these other people going that way, and they're, you know, like, hey, there must be something good. There must be something good going that way, and it's flowing, right? It's going downstream. I'm not trying to bloody paddle backstream, you know, going backwards. 7 of Cups, the King of Wands. And so somebody then, possibly this could be the same person, going from the King of Cups in reverse and then becoming the King of Wands. So he's in the upright and he knows which way he's going now. He's got that strength. He's got the power in himself. He's like become determined to make the correct decisions to be successful. This person's now sitting on their throne. Yep. This person now knows what they're doing to get out of, to get this wheel moving again, because they were stuck in karma. Like they want to become sovereign. Yeah, they were under judgment, right? But they're working out how to get that wheel moving again, how to clear that karmic energy, and it's about letting this baggage go, right? King of Wands, High Priestess. So somebody has elevated to High Priestess status. This person could be, so this could be a couple, this could be somebody who's followed, or this person could be, yeah, like following the way of the High Priestess. This is the person with all the tools here, right? They got the sword, they got the cup. Did I show you? They got the tools, they got the cup, they got the wand, they've got the pentacle. They've got all the tools they need to be in this business energy, this King of Wands energy. So this could be the same person actually. This could be 2 different people. This could be a business owner and a High Priestess. So we've got like that you know, like that practical business mindset, and then we've got this spiritual backing. Strength and in physicality, like I'm getting this strength in the physical, like in the material. That's what this King of Wands has got, right? And then this High Priestess is that strength in the spiritual. So this is like, you know, like the earthly strength as well as the spiritual. Okay. Wow. And it's flipped to this this karmic energy on its head. This is this jealous. This could be this. Yeah, they've just no. They're not even worried about that. They're not heartbroken or anything. And that could have been that negative baggage that somebody has let go of. Okay. Page of Cups. Yeah, something has not ended with the Page of Cups. It could be a lack mindset. Or this is like beginning with nothing, right? This is like the beginning of nothing. It's putting in the... like starting again, even. Putting some love into something. This is kind of like a gentle energy. It's like a gentle, almost like a gentle persuasion. You know what I mean? It's, Interesting. Interesting vibe. Yeah, it's like a gentle nudge, you know? Somebody's getting a gentle nudge. Something is not over. So there could be some healing to do here for someone still. But that'll happen on the journey, right? It's even given me like, you know, like the shark in the cup is like, this shark in the cup, it looks like it's sort of like just gently nudging at this crow. Like, see the crow's having a drink, and this shark in here, it's like gently just sort of nudging the side of them. And it's given me like when my puppy wants to play, and she gets one of her toys, and she'll come up and just sort of like nudge me with it, you know, like come play, come play. And it's like that. Somebody's like going, like it's like a little enticing, you know what I mean? Like a little nudge. It's kind of sweet. It's a sweet energy. I like it. I like it. So something is not ended. So something may not have ended with someone. Like this is kind of like it could be a new love. You know what I mean? Like a little enticing, a little nudge, a little feeling that somebody might be for someone. Okay? This could be like a little nudge of newness. But this is also giving me something is not over for someone. Something's not ended. So this could be like a past person. It could be a younger person. It could be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. But it's like a little nudge, right? Like somebody almost going like, hey, I'm here. You know, that sort of thing. That's kind of sweet. Four of Swords. Clarify, please. Four of Swords. Ooh, but we have a Tower. Oh. Well, this is a shock. So I go, what? You're still there? This is like a kind of a shock for someone. It's so interesting. The battle is over though. There's no more fighting or juggling. The end of the battle. Someone's kind of, it's like a gentle shock. I don't know what that means, like a little taken back. Like, but this is like a tower. Tower is usually like a big shock, right? But I'm not getting that. It's more like you know what I mean? Like, it's a shock, but it's not over the top. Something's not ended. Okay, clarify the Sun. This is an investment. Oh, this might be like a return on an investment. Something's been seen. So this might be like something unexpected. Something that somebody here has invested in. This is a return, right? So that's cool. This is like a little shock of return. Somebody else could be jealous of this. Somebody's still side-rating somebody. Like, you sure that's what you got? Like, you know who that person is, but anyway. Someone's got to return. That's what the shock is. Because somebody thought somebody was weak at work. This is definitely a work situation. Untempered. So it's because somebody is untempered. Look, they're getting an offer. There's a Knight of Pentacles here. Somebody's getting an offer. This is a return on investment. Somebody was slowly chipping away at something. Somebody thought somebody was weak, but somebody has been slowly chipping away in the background. and now they're getting a return and an offer on their investment. 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, look, balance. Congratulations, collective. This is coming in for you. Okay? And it's because you've been consistent, and it's been that gentle, like I was saying, there was a gentle nudge, and I feel like that's what it is. It's like that chipping away gently, because somebody is, like enjoying it, like doing it slowly, enjoying it with peace. And this is kind of like a slow manifestation. It's like it's like going that within and going in that peaceful place and just doing something in a gentle, slow. Some people would say maybe monotonous, but no, this is like a peaceful engineering. Can you hear what I'm saying? It's like a peaceful engineering, like it's almost like like the steam pumps, in the big wheel, and it's like goes around kind of like in that sort of motion. It's a slow pump, right? A slow pump. Boom. Boom. But each boom, it's moving forward, right? Boom. And this slow, progressive sort of action. Getting you. Oh, butterflies. Hello, butterfly. I get these beautiful butterflies just turn up. So that's transformation, right? The butterflies. I've got a whole gorge here. It's called Butterfly Gorge. It's like where these two mountains come down like that, and all these butterflies just all go there, and all the grubs go there. It's kind of interesting. Like, I haven't actually seen the grub, but they all go and make their cocoons in the gorge, and then they all sort of like come out together. It's like amazing. It's famous, the Butterfly Gorge. It's right next to me, so I'm surrounded by transformation every year. Well, we all are, right? When you're in nature. But this is kind of like, oh, extreme. Oh, buddy March fly wanted to wake me up then. Of course, you get these other insects as well. But the good comes with the bad, right? We all have that balance. Okay, so this is cool, right? This is really cool. So this is a return on investment. So Queen of Swords, somebody is very, damn. So it was a deception. Okay, this is not a big negative Nelly, but we do have the Seven of Swords coming out with the Queen of Swords. So somebody, it was a deception. Somebody may have, because, like this could be this, again, we've got this person that was side-eyeing the collective sitting on her throne. She's very smart, she knows what she's doing, she's systematic, she does things in that slow engineering type way. It's a slow progression, but it's very precise. This is a precise energy, right? They know what they're doing, they do it slowly. You see, when people rush into things and do things too fast, they go at things like a bull at a gate, and they can't get through the gate because they just keep banging their head against it and they think they're going to get out. This Queen of Swords, she's like this horse here. She's like this horse. She's sitting there waiting and waiting for the exact moment when possibly the farmer might be going through the gate. When he opens the gate to let his vehicle through, he's got to get in the vehicle and get out of the vehicle, but the gate's open for a certain amount of precise timing, right? So there's this small time frame where this horse can get out, okay? They can get out the gate because they've sat and they've watched and they've worked it out, but they've done it slow, they've systematically watched, and then they go, right? It's like that. So it was a deception to think that this horse was doing nothing, just sitting there watching. That was a deception. This Queen of Swords may have been sitting watching, but it was a deception that they were doing nothing. was because they were still and they were calm. They were in that calm, peace energy. But all the while, she's manifesting, looking up that dark road. When's that gate going to open? What timing? And then bang, manifest. Through the gate, there's the energy going out to the universe, right? So it was a deception that this Queen of Swords was broke. She was not. Very, very systematic. And I keep getting this slow engineering. Seven of Swords in the dark. This slow progress in the dark, in the background, where nobody notices, right? It's a deception that nothing is happening. There is no ending. Ooh, is this the collective? Standing in their power, they've become the emperor. Well, there's an emperor here. Ooh, coming out of conflict. No, so so somebody's still in conflict. Somebody could be in conflict with this emperor. Well, this emperor is still in conflict. Who is this emperor? Or somebody's conflicted about ending something with an emperor. It could be this. Or an emperor is conflicted about ending something else. Okay, I want to clarify the Queen of Swords some more. So we got some messages with the Queen of Swords. Some sort of information is coming through. This is an Empress. Hello, collective. You got somebody going, hello, are you home? Oh no, it's me, Luna. It's me. Don't. Yeah, somebody could be coming forward towards an Empress with information. That something has not ended. That somebody walked away. Somebody walked away from something. Something is not finished. Because, you know, we got this here. Something is not ended. Empress, clarify. It's work. So the work has not ended, okay? Somebody has been systematically working at something, engineering something, and it's paying off, okay? It's been a deception. There's been a deception of nothing happening, but it is happening, all right? Wow, and somebody is a star, okay? This is under a waterfall. Someone's like under a waterfall. This is a passionate new beginning here. But there is a Queen of Cups in reverse. That could be that jealous person side-eyeing, I feel. Yeah, there's a King of Swords there as well. This could be somebody jealous. There's a Chariot movement. So be a little bit careful of these negative Nellies. Might be coming into wound. They might be coming in with just like negative energy. All right, I think they are the baggage that need to be dropped. All right. So be careful of some negative energy coming forward. Yeah. All right. So where's my kipper? Well, I think this is a fabulous read, isn't it? Like, it's so good to get a nice read, a good read, you know, of something positive, moving forward and out of those terrible dark, you know, cycles of energy. And what do we got? A false person. I didn't want to speak to you. But this is the baggage being dropped. This is somebody, it might be envious, or they're longing for someone, somebody, a false person might be wanting to drop their falseness. That could be the baggage. somebody pretending to be something they're not. And I feel strongly that this is what this baggage is. Someone wants to be real. They don't want this false cup anymore. They don't want, this is kind of like giving me like a false elixir that's kept them young or something. It's like kept the mask on their face. It's a bit like the glue that's stuck. Oh, now I had a dream last night. This has definitely got to be relevant. This has just reminded me. I dreamt last night that someone had a mask on, right? And I don't know if it was someone in the collective or somebody that the collective knows. It could be the collective kissing the person's mask. Like this is like a, you know, almost like a Darth Vader mask, you know what I mean? And somebody's gone up and they're kissing, like a really passionate kiss on the mask. So somebody might be married to or with somebody that is fake, right? They're kissing the mask. They're kissing someone that's not who they are. Okay? That was a really vivid dream, and yeah, it only just come back to me when I said that. So it's definitely relevant. So somebody might be pulling off that mask. Someone doesn't want the fake elixir anymore. It's almost like giving me as well the fake elixir. It's like some sort of potion that somebody's having to keep their mask on. You know what I mean? It could be, or maybe it's Botox or something. Fuck knows. Oh, excuse my language, but you know, I don't know. But somebody's definitely kissing a mask. It's somebody fake. But I feel like this fake person wants to take their mask off. They don't want to drink this elixir anymore. They want to be real, they want to be themselves. They want to be themselves. They want to drop the baggage. Yeah, there's murky thoughts though about somebody's actions, a gift. 33 degree again, so 33 and 33, so we've got the blossoming here with the 33, and then we've got this murky thoughts with the 33. So somebody might have some, like some doubts about a gift, some doubts about what they have, about their own gifts, about what they have to offer. Or maybe it's like someone's got some doubts about their own face. You know, who they really are. It's like somebody, and they're looking in the mirror. See this person looking in the mirror? They want to take the mask off. They want to be themselves. They want to be real. But they're doubting their own gifts, what they truly are. Somebody needs to trust, right? Break free. So, and with the Knight of Swords here, this is somebody breaking out of the mask, out of the fakeness, out of the matrix. So somebody could be bursting out and becoming this King of Pentacles if they take off the mask. Start small as the Page of Pentacles, okay, humbly, right? And then this person will be crowned as a king. But they've got to trust their own gifts. Trust what they have to offer in reality. All right? Cool. And then there's rewards, a lot of money. You know, that could be spiritual rewards too, right? So somebody's at peace. They've got a new perspective on these accolades. So this could be this King of Cups. Clarify the new perspective and the Six of Wands. Somebody's got a new perspective on what their Six of Wands is. So somebody might have a new perspective on someone else that they're seeing. Okay, so somebody's seeing behind someone else's mask. That somebody is not... this could be them seeing themselves as not a good person. Yeah. This is like somebody taking off their mask, their own mask. and seeing themselves, and they're not liking themselves. But this is a step forward. This is actually a success. This is success. That somebody has actually pulled the mask off. That there on its own is a new perspective. This is the success. That somebody's actually seeing somebody for what they are, or seeing themselves for what they have been presenting to the world, which has been a mask. It's not. So they're being honest with themselves. And this is actually going to bring wish fulfillment to them. Okay, King of Cups and the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups. Clarify this, please, Spirit. The Nine of Cups. A good lady is abundant with the Nine of Cups. So somebody's seeing that somebody is a good lady. So we've got somebody's not happy looking at themselves, and they're looking at somebody else on this path, this new path, this peaceful path, this successful path. This person's looking up to this person as abundant, and they want to go there too. Yeah. But they've got to take their mask off. This is the problem. It's a problem for them, but they're doing it, okay? So then we've got the Seven of Cups, and that's going to bring about options, all right? No judgment, no house. So somebody could be homeless, right? They don't want to be judged for this, okay? But they're looking at, they might be looking at their options at a home, a house. There could be what the cups are. There could be the options of a house because they don't have one. Yeah. King of Wands. It's his thoughts. So they might be. This person might be feeling like they don't have anything to offer on this path. The High Priestess, clarify. Official person in reverse. Unofficial. So this could be an unofficial partnership. Something's unofficial. This person could be scratching their head like, how do you get all these options with no stability? It's unofficial. This is a different path. This is definitely a different path that somebody's seeing. And they're scratching their head like, how did you get all these options when you don't have the stability as what they see as stability? Okay? It's like they can't understand this path. So let's clarify the Page of Cups. There's no legal issue with a marriage. Oh, this is, yeah, because we've got unofficial here. So this could be like somebody contemplating an unofficial marriage, you know, like, it's almost like somebody's kissing a shark, you know what I mean? Like, the masks come off, and it's like somebody can see that somebody's got these sharp teeth, but they're still, it's like, what is it, the Beauty and the Beast type energy. Because somebody's got some sharp teeth and somebody's snuggling up to, it's like snuggling up to a freaking shark, a lion, you know what I mean? Like, it's like there's an affectionate nudge here. It's like I was saying about the dog, you know, like she affectionately nudges me, but then she'll nip me, you know, wanting to play, but it freaking hurts, right? Like, but I know, but she's just wanting to get my attention and play. There's the butterfly. So this is a transformation here for sure. So somebody might be learning to be a little bit gentle, right? So this could be an unofficial marriage, because it's coming with that gentle nudge. Something's not over, and this is a shock. So what is this Four of Swords and the Tower? Yeah, so somebody wants a partnership. This is the shock. So this is a shocking revelation that this is this, and in this section here where we've got this Six of Wands, we've got the Hangman in reverse, the good Lord is in reverse. So this is like this bad guy, right? He's taking his mask off and he's seeing himself as a bad guy, right? It could be the beast, right? And then down here we've got the good lady who's abundant. And this is where this unofficial or shocking, like a partnership, like a beauty and a beast, like, and somebody's shocked about the success of this partnership. How interesting. And then, somebody's sad about it, but they're not aggrieved about a small child, a growth, unexpected. So this is an unexpected rebirth here. Okay, so with discernment and the sun, but this is happiness, right? And this is this happiness, and somebody's side-eyeing because this is a weird connection. That person that was kissing the mask, it's almost like that person knew what was under that mask, and so they were kissing the mask anyway because they already knew what was under the mask. Interesting. Sun. Ooh. A rich man is under the mask. This is happiness. A rich man. Discernment. So this is the investment. And so, I mean, in Beauty and the Beast, right? The beast was like the rich man, wasn't he? He was like, but he was like selfish, and he had this mask on, but he had all these riches, and he had this big castle, and all that sort of stuff. And the beauty seen the reality underneath this beast and brought him out as the rich man, the gentle side of this person. Okay, so this is a return on investment. Seven of Pentacles. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles here. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles. There's hope. Hope for a thief. Somebody might be worried that, somebody's not kosher as such, and they might be worried that somebody's going to steal from them in the night. But there is hope here, because this is coming out as a return on investment and balance. So I think there's a worry here that's unnecessary. So that could be that side-eyeing energy, and this hope, this spying energy. Look, somebody's got a telescope and they're spying and they're watching a thief. Or it's like somebody has an expectation of a thief. Is that how it was in Beauty of the Beast? Like, because she just could have came into his castle. Is that, she could have stumbled on it? I can't remember. And I wonder whether, and he was watching her first, right? He was watching everything she was doing, and, like kind of suspicious. Is that how it was? But they decided to invest, or to let this person do something. Because now we've got balance, the Six of Pentacles. Six of Pentacles, a journey. So somebody found some balance on this journey. And this is the end of the cycle with the 10. So there's balance at the end of this story. This is like the story, the love story. Right? There's balance here. So we've got the journey with balance here, 6 of Pentacles, balance, and we've got balance here, right? And that's 19, 1 and 9, that's a 10 as well. So that's the end of the cycle, and it's the last of the moon cards that I pulled out. So there's definitely balance at the end of this cycle, and it's abundant, and it's happy. We've got a living room here, and we've got high honor. Look at that. And somebody wasn't expecting a meeting. A male and female is sad. So somebody else here that was side-eyeing is not expecting this. So somebody's shocked. So this could be somebody else shocked by this progress. Queen of Swords, please, with the 7 of Swords. Queen of Swords, 7 of Swords. Occupation. Somebody who is unemployed. It was a deception that somebody was unemployed. And in grief. Was that in the upright? No. So they weren't grieving. They were not. Or somebody was unemployed. It was a deception that somebody was unemployed and grieving. Somebody's not grieving. They're not unemployed. They were doing something systematically in the background. The moon. Clarify the moon. Yeah, this is the engineering in the background that the collective was doing, right, to create change. Okay? To create the balance was happening. It was a deception that somebody was unemployed and grieving. This person, number 9, end of a cycle, again, it's the end of being in the dark. And that could have been the mask, right? Somebody being behind the mask, somebody not revealing what they were doing. But somebody that was kissing the mask could see through the mask. And they would, it was like it's almost like a love support in the background when they're not actually there. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a knowing, an inner knowing for someone, right? That something was right. Because this person was kind of like watching someone and spying and like, is this person for real? They're like trying to see behind the mask. And so they were spying. So they have a revelation here, and now it's all balancing out because somebody's coming out from behind the mask. Okay, and then we've got a message of that 8 of Wands. Clarify the 8 of Wands. So there's there could be a message coming from somebody who is not a main female. Empress on a long road. It's a long road, a long time coming. It's a long time coming. Somebody was not expected. This was not a main. This is somebody who was not expected. It wasn't like a. This is like somebody who was not a main female in their own story. Like, it was like somebody who was actually in the background of their own story. Is that weird? It was like somebody standing back, not being in the front. And then all of a sudden, they're the Empress. And they're there in the front, right? And they got the job. 8 of Pentacles. Because they achieved all this in the background. They did a whole lot of achievement in the dark. And now, wow, it was unexpected. A rich girl. It was unexpected because this person was working, engineering in the background. Okay? So collective, that is fantastic. There's a living room and a main male. High honour. That is awesome. So, and a lot of money. right? Pleasant news. This is a new beginning. Somebody else is sad about it. Somebody's sad that someone's not sick and going to prison. That's what somebody expected for the collective, to have bad luck. Yep, and die. Ugh. Because they didn't step up. Unexpected money in reverse, no meeting. So that's what somebody wanted. Somebody didn't want somebody to meet someone here. They didn't. Somebody was actually working to try and make somebody sick and go to jail and have bad luck and die. You know what I mean? Oh, what the fuck? So this is, so collective, this is why. This is why the collective systematically worked in the background, you know, like that horse that's sitting there waiting, watching the farmer open the gate for that time to move out, right? To take that mask off. It's like, ta-da, here I am, right? So this is this systematic engineering going on in the background. This is awesome. This is a great story, right? Freaking love it. It's a great ending, and congratulations, collective, because you have succeeded in not only working in the background and then removing your own mask, but this has removed this other person's mask also. All right? Somebody who didn't quite see themselves as a good person, and now they're seeing the woo way, the flow way, the right way. Okay? So that's pretty friggin' awesome. So let's have a look quickly. We'll close out and see if we can see who's involved here in this story. Who's here, please, Spirit? And I want you to take it as it resonates for you, right? On who's who. But we will get some. We've got a Capricorn here. Who else is here, please, Spirit? A Capricorn could be a love interest, or this is somebody's love interest. Okay, let's clarify. Okay, someone's daughter. Clarify. What else? A Taurus is here. Who else is here, please, Spirit? Oh, Aries. Somebody's brother is in reverse. Take it as it resonates. Who else? Somebody could have lost a brother, perhaps. Travel is here. Well, we do have travel this long road. And we've got, there was corruption. A nephew could have been corrupt. There's a Gemini, a Virgo, and a sister in reverse, so it could be an ex-sister. Or maybe it's a half-sister or something like that. Ex-sister. Blackmail. Ooh. So somebody's trying to blackmail someone. The police in reverse. Somebody could have been blackmailing the police, corrupt police, because this is the police in the background. It could be somebody who's ex-police. A sister is being blackmailed. Sagittarius. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there. Take it as it resonates, and however those people fit into your story, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for being here. I really enjoyed doing this reading today because there's so much positivity in it, and I will, after all these negative stories, so finally something's coming to a good ending, right? Somebody's taking a mask off. So anyway, yeah, take it as it resonates, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.